Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Madz. Thank you so much for watching me. Today, I'm going to be talking about my May and June favorites. If you want to see what they are, then let's get right into it. Alright, so first off, I'm going to talk about everything by category just so it'll be easier. Some of these things are from May and some of these things are from June, and I'll tell you which one's which. So first off, let me talk about some hair care stuff, because lately, last month and May, I decided to just get more into hair care. So the first thing I want to talk about is just a regular hair dryer. This one's by Revlon. I used to have a Babyliss one. Babyliss, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. You let me know in the comments down below how to pronounce it. But that one kind of like stopped working. But this one, the thing that I like about this is it comes with a diffuser. And you're probably thinking, I don't have curly hair, so why would I need a diffuser? But it's actually really helped my hair in terms of like there's not as much damage, and when you turn it on, this thing lights up red, and so when you have this thing on and you're like drying your hair, it actually kind of looks like the dart gun from Despicable Me, if you know what I'm talking about. I said dart gun, not fart gun. Do you remember that? If you don't remember that, I'll link a little clip down below. Alright, so moving on from hair care, let's talk about some beauty products. So this entire video is not going to be based on just hair care, beauty, makeup, and stuff like that. It's actually going to be non-beauty favorites as well. If you've watched any of my other favorites videos, then you should know that. I try to do these types of favorites videos about once a month, per month, or either if I don't have too many things, like I didn't really have too much last month, I just kind of put 2 months together and then give you guys my favorites video. Alright, so next up is going to be a beauty favorite. I have this Walmart Beauty Favorites box. All of these are sold out everywhere. I can't seem to find any of them. They had like 5 or 6 different ones. The Walmart that I go to, they had a lot. Like when I bought them, they had like fully stocked, so I guess I got lucky. I bought it in May, but I just want to show you, it did have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things in there, and then 3 of these were dry shampoo, or 4 of these were dry shampoos, 3 of them were conditioners basically. So it was a nice little like travel size thing. Some of these were like full size, like this Schwarzkopf dry shampoo was full size. Basically all of these are like good just to like try out, especially because this entire box, guess how much I paid? I paid 10 bucks. So for that amount, like that's like an amazing deal for trying out so many products. I think they gave Sephora some competition with their favorites because these are really affordable, and if you know you just need something normal, like you don't want to spend the money for high-end stuff, then this was a great idea for Walmart to come out with this. And they didn't just come out with dry shampoo just for like hair care stuff. They came out with like the makeup one. I know one of the boxes had the L'Oreal Lash Paradise, and if you think about it, that entire box was $10, and just the mascara itself, if you were to just buy the mascara by itself, it's $10. So I thought it was a great idea that the favorites box like this. I wish they bring it back with like new things, with other things. Who knows? Walmart, if you're listening, if you're watching my video, which I don't know why you would be, but bring it back. I think it would really help a lot of people in terms of just, you know, saving a little bit of cash here and there. There's that. Now with this box, obviously like I've only kept the box, like all the other stuff I've used or I'm currently using. So out of this entire box, there's something that I loved, like absolutely loved. The reason why I got that box is because, first of all, I'm not the biggest fan of dry shampoo, and I was like, you know what, let me just give it another try. And instead of me buying like 50 different dry shampoos to figure out which one is good, I just decided to buy that box because I was like, I want to kind of dip my foot into it. And sure enough, I found a favorite. It's this dry shampoo right here. I've talked about it on my Insta stories, and if you know me in person, I've talked about it there, basically all my social medias. If you don't follow me on social media, that's your cue to go. I'm at Madz Loves Makeup on Instagram, and on Twitter I'm just Madz Lakhani, just like my channel. So this is the Hask Charcoal with Citrus Purifying Dry Shampoo, and oh my goodness, this smells so good. And when you put it on, it doesn't give you like a white cast, and if it does, you'll see like a little bit of grayness when you first spray it on with any dry shampoo you will, but when you like rub it in and like massage it in, it goes away and it doesn't leave any white residue. And that's like one of my biggest pet peeves for dry shampoos. I hate seeing like, you know, that dandruffy looking, flaky scalp looking dry shampoos where it looks like you just like sprayed a bunch of dandruff in your hair and it's like all white and then you have a white cast, and it's just bad, you know? This one is quite affordable and it's really good, so I will link it down below. And this was the Best of Beauty Allure 2017 award winner, so this stuff is good and it smells good and it's very cooling, you know? I feel like for the summer months and you're just like, oh, it's so hot outside, even if my hair isn't dirty or I don't need the dry shampoo, I just kind of spray it, you know, here and there. I'm like, ah, cool. Alright, next up, moving on to another beauty item. So if you watch my how to get rid of dry skin video, I talked about how bad my skin was in terms of dryness, and so I wasn't able to wear any foundations, but I ended up picking up the Hourglass one last year, and I like didn't like it at that time, so I ended up giving the foundation away because it was just sticking to my dry patch. But this year, obviously, like, my skin isn't like that anymore, so this year in May I actually ended up picking this up again, and sure enough, fell in love with it. It's just so good. It gives you such good coverage. It like melts into your skin. Now if you have oily skin, I would say kind of stay away from this. If you have anywhere from combo normal to like normal dry skin, not like super dry like I had, but normal to dryish, if you have any kind of skin in between those types, then I would definitely recommend that you try out this foundation. It is a bit pricey for the stick, but surprisingly the stick actually does last a long time because it does give you such good coverage, more than you would expect like a cream stick foundation to give you coverage. Highly recommend the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation. I think the last time I wore this was on my testing out that viral cut crease stamp video, which I will link that as well. And speaking of the cut crease stamp, this is also kind of like a beauty item, I guess. So here's the stamp I talked about and reviewed and all that, and oh my goodness, like, I'm still in love with it. It's still one of my favorite things. It saves creating a cut crease time to like 5 minutes, and that's like total for both eyes. For someone who does have slightly hooded eyes, it just makes things so much easier. So I highly recommend this. Again, I will link it down below, and I'll link the video up here somewhere and in the description box. 2 more beauty items. So I actually forgot to talk about this sponge right here. It's kind of dirty because I used it earlier today. This is the Real Techniques Face and Body Sponge, and I was going to talk about this in my March favorites and I totally forgot, so I thought I'd just mention it here. This is like one of my favorite sponges from the drugstore. It's so affordable. I think it's like $7 and it's really big. So if you're like the type of person who likes to like cake on their makeup and you run out of space on your sponge, this would be a game changer for you. Speaking of sponges, I also have another very affordable sponge, which is only $1. $1, yes, you heard me. So this is from the store Shop Miss A. I ordered this online. I ordered like 10 or something, and they have like different ones. They have like the one with the flat edge, and then they also have the normal teardrop shape one as well. This is the Wonder Blender. It's probably the closest thing to a beauty blender, but something that's even more close is their Paw Paw blender. I think it's like a light pink color, and they're sold out online, but there is a store that I went to, but that one's like the super soft one, so it's like 2 times softer than this one. So I highly recommend you check out the sponges. I will leave their link down below. Alright, so let's talk about skincare. I have 2 items for skincare. So the first one is good old Thayer's Witch Hazel Aloe Vera Formula. This one's the rose petal one, and I feel like I was sleeping on this. And let me tell you why. Because this thing has like transformed my skin to good to glowing, and better than glowing. Like this stuff is amazing. Like people ask me like, oh my goodness, your skin's gotten so much better, like even better than it already was. And I was like, yeah, it's because of this. And the thing is, I used to use the original formula. It wasn't the rose one, but it was like the original one way long time ago, and I realized like that's probably why I never broke out during high school, is because I would always use a toner. I was either using like the original Thayer's formula in high school or the Clinique toner, but I'm pretty sure that one has alcohol. But this is alcohol free, has rose petals, is very soothing on the skin. I use the rose one because it gives me more hydration, but if you are on the oilier side, try the regular one or the lavender one. I was always under the impression that Witch Hazel is for people who have acne or oily skin, so it takes away the oil, and I'm like, hello, I'm dry. I don't need my skin to be more dry. But honestly, like, I tried this out and it made my skin normal. I highly recommend you try this out and let me know what you think of it, because the stuff is really good. So I do like using this as kind of like primer in a sense, just because it has glycerin in it, and glycerin is what makes your makeup stay long. So yeah, now moving on to the last beauty favorite item. It's this thing right here. I'm not quite sure what it's actually called, but again, if I find it, leave it down below in the description box. I had this horrible pimple in May, like right here. It was like a cyst. It was just so bad, and I was like, I really need to like take this out somehow. But this one was like huge, and I was like, I really need to like get this pus out. But I definitely did, so I got this pimple popper thing. So I think one side's like a whitehead blackhead thing, and the other one's like a pimple like remover type thing. And I know you're not supposed to pop your pimples, but once you've steamed your face, open up your pores and then slightly just, you know, take out that pus, and yeah, you'd be good to go. When you pop any kind of acne, pimple, whatever it is, that you're going to end up having some scarring, but usually that scarring goes away in a few weeks. As long as you're, you know, proper, you know, skincare, then you should be good. Alright, so the next thing I have is going to be about food. So the food item I actually don't have in front of me because that is gone. But it was basically Tim Tams. If you are Australian, you should know this already. They're like wafers and dipped in chocolate basically, and it's really good. It's really sweet, but man, it's really good. Okay, so the next thing I have is a magnesium supplement. If you do live an active lifestyle, you lift weights specifically and all that, it is good to have like a magnesium supplement just because your body, like, you know, you're putting a lot of stress on your body. And so this is the Nature Vitality's Calm Raspberry Lemon flavor, the anti-stress drink. I tried this very recently and it's just so good. It honestly like makes me sleep so much better, first of all. And the reason why I got a magnesium supplement wasn't because I was sore after my workout. I'm going to be traveling and I have a hard time sleeping on planes. Like, it doesn't matter if it's first class with a bed. I have a hard time sleeping. This is kind of bad, but I used to take ZQL whenever I used to fly. This is a much healthier alternative. I'll definitely be using this when I'm going to be traveling next week. There are a ton of benefits to magnesium. And the only magnesium that I was getting was from like normal foods that I was eating, as well as like my BCAAs for when I'm working out. Having a separate supplement like this really does help. So there are studies done where it shows that insomnia patients take like magnesium supplements, and it really does help. You know, sleep is such an important part of our lives, and oftentimes we neglect it because we're like, oh, we need to stay up to do this, or we need to stay up to watch this game. Realize like the quality of your sleep dictates the quality of your life. In a sense, it really does, because when you don't have enough sleep, you're more cranky, you're more angry, you're not a happier person. You're not you. Is that from a Snickers commercial? It probably is. But anyways, so next item I have is not an item. It's actually a music favorite. In May, Childish Gambino, he released a song called This Is America, and I do recommend that you watch the video and listen to it, because it really does show how insensitive America has become. The video is so well thought out. I highly recommend that you watch it and look at the message that he's trying to portray in that video. Another music favorite that I have is Girls Like You, a music video, as well as a song, obviously. You guys should check it out. I think that video just makes me really happy. It's really cute. So the last favorite I have is the song Enemies by Love. I actually quite like his music, so I'm gonna play Enemies for you. I just find the song is very catchy and it's just really nice. I really like that song. Okay, so now I'm going to be talking about my book favorite. And honestly, for the last few months, I don't think I've talked about a book favorite. Just because like I was so busy reading and rereading this book right here. I'm thinking about doing like a full review on it because I feel like this book deserves it. It's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a... It's such a good book, and the author, like Mark Manson, he does an amazing job explaining why he talks about this. There are a few things in this book where I kind of don't agree with, but at the same time it makes you think, and you know, anything that you don't agree with, it makes you question, you know, it makes you think. And I think that's the whole point of reading books, is to expand our knowledge. It's just an eye-opening book. I don't think there's an age limit for this book because I feel like it would help so many people. I can't say enough good things about this book. If you haven't read it, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. It's been like the New York Times bestseller for like a while now, so definitely check it out if you haven't already. Alright, so next up I have a app favorite, and it's weird because I don't think I've talked about an app favorite in a while, or at least like not on YouTube. This is the app called Shine, and the thing is I started using this app end of April. So every morning I get a notification from the Shine app. Good morning, are you ready for Shine today? And it's basically like an interactive app where it tells you, like, you know, talks to you, and it's like, how are you doing today, and it'll give you like a motivating quote, like, and it'll give you articles and different challenges. So the app, like when you first open it up, they do have some like, you know, little things like today featured, lighten your mood. If you do have the paid version, then you can unlock it, and if you don't, then you can still use it for free. They do have like some morning mindset hitters, like, you know, it's just motivating. It just keeps you in check, and I feel like this app would be really helpful for people who are alone. They have someone to like motivate or inspire you, and none of the people around you are motivating or inspiring, then this app would be amazing. I feel like this is like one of the very few apps that actually has so much content in there, and even for like just free, like this one's a free one. This is how to date yourself, you know, it's kind of like self-love type thing, and I just feel like this app is not talked about enough. It's just really awesome. You guys should definitely check it out. Alright, so this is the end of my favorites video for May and June. Oh! Before I forget, I also had another favorite of the month. I cut 6 inches off my hair. You guys usually don't see me a little bit lower. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys have an amazing day or night wherever you are. If you did enjoy this video, give me a like and subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you get a notification every time I post a new video. In my last video, I talked about YouTube algorithm and other things that have changed and why you should be hitting that notification bell. So don't forget to do that. I love you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!